What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Okay. Alright, so as you guys can see, this is what I've been up to. I have a big mess going on over here. And yeah, so I got some projects that I'm working on for the house. That's why I haven't really been uploading anything. And also, as you guys can see by the title, today I'm actually going to be selling the E36. And this is one of the cars that I feel like it had potential. The only thing is that I ended up getting it at the wrong time. So whenever I got the car, I had all these plans for the car. And it turns out that the F30 just kind of kept taking my attention off from it. And honestly, that's partially my fault. I should have maybe split up the mods a little bit more evenly. But I had a goal in mind with the F30 and I really wanted to reach that goal. And eventually, I guess you guys can see, or as you guys saw, the plans did ended up changing. And we ended up going a different route. I ended up selling the car. And at this point, the E36, I don't think it's the right car for me to have at the moment. I would love to get an E36 M3 later on down the road, but for the meantime, I really got to enjoy the E36. It brought me a good amount of smiles. It was something that I've always wanted to have. I had a 318, which I really didn't do much on it as well. That car needed a lot of work. I ended up selling it. Eventually, I ended up finding the 325, which I have a feeling I might regret later on to let it go. But like I said, guys, I have other plans and I feel like the right move is to actually walk away from it and then just hope that in the future I'm in a better spot to get an older car and invest a lot more time and more money into it. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to fill you guys in. Right now, we're actually gonna take the car out for a little drive. This is something that I just wanna get like a last bit of little footage since I really didn't upload too much on this. So let's go ahead and go outside and go for a little ride. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, the car is a little bit dirty and I actually only have about 30 minutes before he gets here, so we're not going to be going that far. So I'm actually going to be going to a spot. I'm going to check that out and see if I can get a couple pictures or just a little clips out there in the parking lot. It's about 5 minutes down the road. I really don't have much time to record and film this video. He is going to be here in about 25 minutes, maybe 25-30 minutes. So we're gonna go down there real quick. The guy who's actually getting the car, he is a BMW owner. He has a E92 N54. He has, I think, some few things done to it. He has some bigger plans for it as well. So he's wanting to get another car. He was telling me that he had an E30, which a tree ended up falling on top of it, which is very unfortunate. You guys know how hard it is to find an E30, especially if it's in decent condition. So I guess E36 was the next choice in line. That was my actual choice. I wanted an E30 and then I came across this E36. So here we are about a year later. I really didn't do a lot to it. I did mostly maintenance and all I did was change the wheels. And yeah, it's time to let it go, time to move on, time to find something else to play with. And I feel like this is part of having the channel. If I didn't really have the channel, this is probably a car that I would want to keep. But I realized that this car had a lot of things done to it already. And the things that I was planning to do to the car were not going to be drastic. So all I was planning to do was install the M3 style kit. Obviously get the whole car repainted and change some seats. That's about it. I really didn't have any other plans for it. Long-term plans were to turbo the car. And obviously, in order to do that, I'd have to do a lot of other stuff to get the car ready to be able to handle more power and be reliable at the same time. So I was like, you know what, as much as I hate to do it, I want another car to start fresh with. I think it's better to just start with a fully stock car than versus buying a car that's already modified for my purpose. So I'm gonna look into something else that I can daily and feel a little bit more interested in modding and putting content out for the channel. It might not be it might not be a BMW. Actually, I'm wanting to get a Japanese car. I don't want to get an expensive Japanese car, but I really do want to get back into a Japanese vehicle. As for my main car, I can't tell you guys what I'm looking at yet, but you guys are gonna have to wait. So yes, I got rid of both cars, and this is just a matter of changing things up. I'm starting 2021 hopefully with a brand new mindset, brand new focus, better focus than what I started with this year. So yeah, let's go ahead and stop wasting time and hit up that spot. This car is that it sounds so good. I don't even know what the exhaust setup is that came with the car, but honestly I think it's just the fact that the E36 cars just sound really good. It doesn't really take much for them to sound the way they sound. Here's the spot I was looking at. Oh, this is steep. Guys, this is a house and this thing is for sale. How crazy is this? I saw it online and honestly this would be the perfect house for me if I could afford it, obviously. So from what I remember, it has, so as you guys can, I don't know if I'll show you guys in a little bit. This thing has a 3-car garage, right? But it actually has a separate building over there, which can be a bigger shop, a house, whatever. So if anybody needs some roommates that can help me afford this, hit me up, guys. Yo, check how crazy this is. Look at all that land. So this is the spot that I was wanting to check out. Hopefully grab some pictures, some decent pictures, and just talk to you guys about a few little things. Too bad I didn't find this place when I had my F30. Would have been a nice place to shoot. Dang, guys, look at this. Let me cut the car off. Oof. So yeah, guys, that's the shop, or it's like I believe it was an insulated shop as well. So could you guys imagine having that space? Imagine all this space for a car meet, having your own car meet at your own house. This is like one of the sickest houses that I've seen, and this is something that I would actually inspire, or is that the word, inspire to own one day. Obviously the inside needs a lot of work. If you guys were to see the pictures, this thing is from like it looks like it was from the 80s, but I don't even know how old this house is, but everything else on the outside is like a that modern build, which is what I really enjoy in, like, when it comes to a house. So all this land, all this driveway, look at this. That's so nice, man. Actually, this is probably a good thumbnail, huh? Yeah. Here's the last view of the car. Like, this thing, it just needed like less aggressive wheels, or you can do over fenders on it if you want to keep the wheels. But these specs were a little bit too aggressive for my taste. I really didn't want to run camera, which is why I left it like that. So with me being in the car, it really didn't rub that bad. I don't really drive this car like crazy, so the rubbing was like very minimal. I think it was only whenever I would hit like a big dip on the highway. But aside from that, like, you know, the car was still drivable, but I think the new owner is probably going to end up getting rid of the wheels. and running a different setup, which is cool by me. Like, that's something that I was actually thinking about doing, just getting a different set of wheels, painting the car, throwing a front lip on it, and calling it a day. But like I said, I want to create content for you guys, and this is what we are actually gonna have to be doing. Just get a car, start from scratch, and then just play around with it. Obviously, if I were to buy a stock E36, this is some of what I would have ended up with. Just accept the full M3 kit, LTW wing. I don't care what anybody says, I love that style wing on these cars. But yeah, here she is, guys, the last view of this car. Especially with this house, this is gold right here. Actually, I have two other cars that I would rather have in here instead. And the E46 M3 is one of them. But yeah, dude, this house, man, I've never actually been here. This is actually my first time coming here. I literally live like 3 minutes from this house. And guys, look at this. That's so nice. I can just imagine a whole bunch of cars here. You got your own personal shop. All these cars lined up. Gosh, that's crazy. Pretty much you can do a burnout here, nobody can say anything to you because it'd be your house. Yeah, so much potential here. Hey, maybe one day we'll be able to get to this spot and yeah, have something like this. I mean, honestly, I don't really care about having a huge house like a mansion. This is big enough for me. This is perfect. 3-car garage, separate garage over there that you can do whatever, have your own lifts. This is just kind of like the showroom garage, I guess. Let's see if we can poke inside. Oh yeah, check that out, it's got a pool. How cool is that? So this house has a pool. It's got a little bar inside of the pool area. But yep, that's it, guys. I can't really give you guys a tour of the house. Let's just say it's a cool house, but it does need some work, some renovation. But yeah, you guys aren't here for the video, or I figure why not. I don't really have a lot of car content, so might as well include content like this. This is probably going to be a spot for me to come shoot at whenever I get the new car. Hopefully I don't get kicked out one of these days. So I'm going to be respectful of the property because the sale value of the house is a little up there. If you guys know, if you can imagine, it's got a pool, indoor pool, 3-car garage, a separate building in the back, all this land, all that land over there, you could literally build another house or two over there and still have plenty of land. That's how big this property is, so you guys can imagine how much this costs. But like I said, hey, you never know. Sky's the limit with all these things. You just put your mind to it. And seeing this house really motivated me. Even if it's not next year, even if it's 10 years from now, I would love to be in a spot to be able to afford something like this. And I know it's just materialistic stuff, but having the freedom to do all this, or even if I get close to something like this, would be, you know, the perfect scenario for me, for any car person that you guys can imagine. So yeah, here's one last look at the car, of the E36. The last time you guys are gonna be seeing it on the channel. It's a car that never really actually made it on the channel that much, and I realized that I wasn't really getting too many views on this car because obviously I wasn't doing much to it. So I figured, I was like, it's time to let somebody else enjoy it. Take a step back, think about what cars I want to play with, what car I want to go with, and see what's, you know, fun to mod, because I'm in this for the experience as well. I got to experience the E36 two-door. I really wanted one. My brother was just telling me about it the other day. He's like, you wanted inline 6 two-door, and now that you have it, you're selling it. I was like, yeah, it's one of those things that I got to experience it, so I guess it's time to move on. There's other options that I've wanted to experience just to play around, and it's just part of, I guess, expanding my knowledge, if that makes any sense to you guys. Now I can at least say that I've owned one, Would I love to own another one? Yes. E36 M3 would probably be the goal one of these days. So I'm gonna end the video here. I gotta get back. He probably is maybe like 15-20 minutes away. What time is it? Phone's in the car. But anyways, I'm just gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for future videos. I'm gonna try to upload more, which is, I don't know, I'm not gonna have any content, personal car related content for myself, so I'll try to do the best that I can. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification on and drop a like. Thank you so much once again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.